In the north, the fight against paedophilia and sexual offending is continuing to fire up tight-knit communities, and facing the problem requires honesty and bluntness, as reporter Yvonne Tahana discovered when she travelled to Kaitaia for this report.
Marae often use colonisation as an excuse, but when it's explained in your context, I can understand that.
Fall back on the colonisation is the problem, then we get into a whole deep and meaningful and circular argument and discussion, when really keep our hands in our dicks to ourselves.
What the awareness of the impact of colonisation does for us is it offers us the strategies to be able to, or the interventions, to be able to work with our people so that they keep their dicks to themselves.
Sector workers and a returning MP met to develop a local strategy to combat abuse this week. The debate was raw.
Let's be honest, some of the kaumātua who are the worst offenders grew up with tikanga and everything, immersed them. So, I struggle with this whole thing that if we all sort of knew our tikanga and everything, that we wouldn't be abusers.
It's a straight out abuse of power,
In 2012, Northland's offences per capita rate blew out to make it the worst region for offending. We know why.
Residents in Kaitaia are in shock at news that police have charged a third person with sex offences in their town.
James Parker couldn't look at 3 of his victims. They had come to court to tell him for the first time how his actions ruined their lives.
I blame you for a lot of my sad feelings, for my anger. I think you're sicko.
The abuse happened to at least 19 others.
The damage this prisoner has done to our community is incalculable.
I told some of my own family members about it, but they didn't believe me. I remember them saying, "Oh, he wouldn't do that."
I was the principal of Kaitaia Intermediate School. At one stage there, in the space of 3 weeks, I heard of 13 instances of sexual abuse.
He met with other teachers but did nothing. He believes he failed those children.
It's the old story of I could have, I should have, I would have, but I didn't. And then we roll on 6 years, 7 years, and James Parker comes out of the woodwork. And I could have stopped the hell of a lot of abuse going on out of that school.
The strategy's in its infancy.
Also, it was about having the courage to expose it.
I'm a great believer in community solutions for national problems. Whether you're targeting suicide prevention, sex abuse, domestic violence, child abuse, the response belongs in the community. What needs to happen is we need to get away from reaction, go to be proactive, and again, start educating our children, start educating our communities as to what is appropriate behaviour and what is inappropriate behaviour, and allowing our kids to go, you can't do that anymore, you're not allowed to do that.
Teach young people to have a voice, teach them that, to speak up and say, get your hands off me. Things like that, which is good. I mean, your voice is your best protection.
We have the answers to reducing this type of harm. It's not unrealistic to set a goal of 10, 15 to 20%. That's not unrealistic at all.
Sexual offenders have the upper hand because they're entrenched in families and communities. One thing's for sure though, this is an ugly fight, but one that can only be fought from within.